Discounts and value for money. A discount is a reduction in the selling price of an item or service. A discount can be given as a percentage of the selling price, so 50% off, for example, or as a flat amount, €30 discount, for example. To calculate percentage discount, use the formula. Percentage discount equals the discount divided by the selling price multiplied by 100. And then once you do that, you just write in the percentage symbol at the end. So this is a formula that I suggest you learn off. A sports store offers a discount of 20% off all stock in a winter sale. Jimmy buys a pair of trainers which cost €80 before the sale. How much do the trainers cost now? So there's a few different methods that we can use here. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can do it, but ultimately you can pick which way suits you. So in this method, we're going to get 20% of €80 and subtract that from the €80. So 20% of €80 is the same thing as 20% multiplied by €80. So you can stick into your calculator 20 and then stick on the percentage symbol and multiply by 80. If you can't find the percentage symbol on your calculator, then you can change 20% into a decimal. So 20% as a decimal is 0.2. So instead you could do 0.2 multiplied by 80. Either will give the correct answer. So 20% of 80 is €16. There is another way that you could do this. You could have divided 80 by 100 and then multiplied by 20. You use what way suits you. So next we're going to subtract the €16, which is the 20%. We're going to subtract that from the €80, which was the original cost of the runners, and that leaves us with €64. So Jimmy pays €64 for the shoes. Here's the same question but done a different way. So the original price was €80, so we can say that that €80 is 100%. The original price is always 100%. And 100% take away 20%, because remember he's getting 20% discount, leaves us with 80%. So the trainers are going to be equal to 80%. So now we get 80% of €80, and 80% of €80 is the same thing as 80% multiplied by 80, because of means multiplied. So just like in the previous slide, you can stick the percentage symbol into your calculator, so 80 and the percentage symbol multiplied by 80, or you could change 80% to a decimal, which is 0.8. So whichever method you want to use. So 80% multiplied by 80, or else 0.8 multiplied by 80, gives us €64. And as I said in the previous slide, another way to get a percentage is you could have divided by 100 and this time multiplied by 80. So either way, the trainers are going to cost €64 now. And this is the same question again done a third way. I don't suggest you use this method as this is a harder method, but it is still important to have a look at it so that you understand that there are different ways of doing this question. So again, let the original price be 100%. So Jimmy must pay 100% minus 20%, which again we know is 80%. So his trainers are 80% of the original cost. So 100% is equal to €80. So the original price is €80. So 100% is equal to €80. So we're going to find 1% and then we're going to find 80%. So to make 100% become 1%, we're going to divide by 100. And what we do to the left, we do to the right. So 100% divided by 100 gives us 1%. And €80 divided by 100 gives us €0.8. So now we know that 1% is €0.8 or 80 cents. Now we want to find 80%. So to make 1 become 80, we multiply by 80. So what we do to the left, we do to the right. So we're going to multiply both sides by 80. 1% multiplied by 80 gives us 80%. And 0.8 multiplied by 80 gives us €64. So 80% is equal to €64. So Jimmy pays €64 for the trainers. Kieran buys Christmas presents in a toy store. The toy store has a policy of offering €10 back on all purchases over €100. Kieran spends €225 in the store and gets €20 back. Calculate the percentage discount that Kieran gets. So there's a formula for percentage discount, and I do suggest you learn it off by heart because it is not in the formula book. So percentage discount is equal to the discount divided by the amount spent multiplied by 100. And then you just stick on a percentage symbol at the end. So the discount was €20. So we can see there in the question, he got €20 back. So the discount was 20. And the amount spent was €225. So we can see in the question, Kieran spends €225. So we're going to divide these and then multiply by 100. So that gives us 0.88888 ... percent. So this is recurring. The 0.8 is a recurring decimal. So we're going to round it off to 8.9%. So those squiggly brackets there mean approximately equal to. So his percentage discount is 8.9%. Value for money. Most products are packed and sold in multiple units or weights. A common example of this is a soft drink, which can be purchased in various containers such as a 330ml aluminium can, a 500ml plastic bottle, a 1 litre plastic bottle, a 1.5 litre plastic bottle, or a 2 litre plastic bottle. To decide which container gives us the best value for money, we need to calculate the lowest common unit price and compare these prices. Jennifer buys some orange juice for her party. In the shop, she has 3 options. Option A, she can get a 500ml plastic bottle which costs 80 cents. Option B, she can get a 1.5 litre plastic bottle which costs €2.05. Or option C, she can get a twin pack of 1.5 litre plastic bottles costing €3. Based on the information given, so based on this information, question 1, calculate the cost per 100ml for each option. And question 2, determine which option is the best value for money. So once you've done part 1, once you have calculated the cost per 100ml of each option, then you'll very easily be able to see which is the best option, which is the best value for money. So let's find the cost per 100ml of each option. So let's start off with option A. 500ml is 80 cents. So we want to change 500ml into 100ml. So how does 500 become 100? We divide by 5. So if we divide 500 by 5, we must also divide 80 by 5, because what we do to the left, we do to the right. Now before we start doing that, it's very important to make sure all measurements are in the same unit, i.e. millilitres. So we are already in millilitres for option A, so we don't have to do anything, we don't have to change that. So option A, we know 500ml is equal to 80 cents. So we want to change this 500 into 100. So 500 divided by 5 gives us 100. So we must divide both sides by 5. So 500ml divided by 5 gives us 100ml, which is what we want. And 80 cents divided by 5 gives us €0.16 or 16 cents. So for option A, 100ml costs 16 cents. Now we know that we can't buy it as 100ml. You can only buy it as 500ml, or you could buy 2 of them for 1,000ml or 3 of them for 1,500ml and so on. The only reason that we change it into 100ml is so that we can compare. So now let's do the same with option B. So option B is 1.5 litres and it costs €2.05. Now we have to be careful here because we're not in mils. So we need to change 1.5 litres into millilitres. So option B, we know 1.5 litres is €2.10. And 1.5 litres is the same thing as 1,500 millilitres. So 1,500 millilitres is also equal to €2.10. And we know this because 1 litre equals 1,000 mils. You must learn this off by heart. This is definitely going to come up somewhere in the exam, and it's not given in the formula book. So 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. You must learn this off by heart. Okay, now that we have it in millilitres, we want to change 1500 millilitres into 100 millilitres. So how do we change 1500 into 100? We divide by 15. So what we do to the left, we do to the right. So 1500 millilitres divided by 15 is 100 millilitres. And €2.10, so 2.10 divided by 15 is €0.14, so 14 cents. So what we did there was we divided both sides by 15. Now we're on to option C. So a twin pack of 1.5 litre plastic bottles is €3. Now again, we're going to have to change from litres to millilitres, but remember a twin pack means there's two of them. So that's 1.5 litres plus 1.5 litres, which is 3 litres. So option C, 2 times 1.5 litres is 3 litres, and 3 litres is 3,000 millilitres. And again, we know that because 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So 3,000 millilitres is equal to €3. So we want to change 3,000 millilitres into 100 millilitres. So how does 3,000 become 100? Well, we divide by 30. And what we do to the left, we must do to the right. So 3,000 millilitres divided by 30 will give us 100 millilitres, and €3 divided by 30 gives us €0.10 or 10 cents. So what we did there was we divided both sides by 30. So we were asked to calculate the cost per 100 ml for each option. So option A, 100 ml, is 16 cents. Option B, 100 ml, is 14 cents. And option C, 100 ml, is 10 cents. So question 2 says, determine which option is the best value for money. Well, it's very obvious to see that option C is the best value for money because 10 cents is less than 14 cents and 10 cents is also less than 16 cents. So option C is the best value for money.